Bank made black man wait for hours, then board members walked in and fired the manager. The air in First Unity Bank was thick with the hum of fluorescent lights and the faint rustle of papers. Marcus Tate stood at the counter, his polished shoes tapping lightly on the linoleum floor. He'd been waiting for 3 hours. 3 hours for a simple loan application review that should have taken 20 minutes. His navy blazer was crisp, his tie perfectly knotted, but the bank manager, Mr. Hargrove, hadn't even glanced at his file. Instead, Hargrove shuffled between other white customers, who breezed in and out with smiles and approvals. Marcus's jaw tightened. He wasn't invisible, but he felt like it. At 32, Marcus had built a small carpentry business from the ground up in Atlanta. His hands, calloused from years of shaping wood, now clutched a folder of documents. Tax returns, business plans, glowing client reviews. He needed this loan to expand, to hire more workers, to turn his dream into something bigger. But every time he approached the counter, Hargrove's eyes slid past him, landing on someone else. "Just a moment, sir," Hargrove would mutter, his voice clipped before turning away. The lobby was a mix of faces, black, white, young, old, but Marcus noticed the pattern. Black customers waited longer. Their questions were met with sighs, their applications scrutinized with a skepticism that didn't touch the others. He'd seen it before, in subtle glances and curt replies, but today it burned. 3 hours. His phone buzzed with texts from his wife. "Lena, everything okay? Need me to come?" He typed back, "I'm fine. Just waiting." But he wasn't fine. The anger was a slow boil, rising with every tick of the clock. Across the room, a young teller named Sarah watched quietly. She was new, barely a month into the job, and her stomach churned at Hargrove's behavior. She'd overheard him earlier, joking with a colleague about certain people who always expect handouts. Sarah's hands trembled as she sorted checks, her conscience wrestling with her fear of speaking up. She glanced at Marcus, catching the quiet dignity in his posture, the way he held his head high despite the disrespect. She wanted to say something, but the words stuck. The tension snapped when Hargrove finally called Marcus forward, only to toss his file onto the counter with a dismissive flick. "This isn't complete," Hargrove said, not even opening the folder. "You're missing financial statements." Marcus's voice was low, controlled, but sharp. "I triple-checked everything. It's all there. You haven't even looked." Hargrove's lips curled into a thin smile. "I don't need to look to know you're not ready for a loan this size. Come back when you've got something real." The room fell silent. Every eye turned to the counter. Marcus leaned forward, his voice steady but laced with fire. "You've made me wait 3 hours while others walked out in minutes. You didn't even read my file. Tell me, Mr. Hargrove, what's the real problem here?" Hargrove's face reddened. "Don't make this about something it's not. I'm doing my job." "Your job?" Marcus's voice rose, not loud but piercing. "Your job is to treat every customer fairly. I've been patient. I followed your rules. But you're not even giving me a chance." A murmur rippled through the lobby. An elderly black woman nodded quietly, her eyes fierce with recognition. A white businessman shifted uncomfortably, avoiding Marcus's gaze. Sarah's hands froze on her keyboard. She wanted to intervene, but Hargrove was her boss. She'd seen him fire people for less. Then came the twist. The glass doors swung open, and 3 sharply dressed figures stepped inside. The bank's board members, unannounced. Ms. Eleanor Price, the chairwoman, led the group, her silver hair pulled back, her eyes scanning the room. She'd received an anonymous tip about Hargrove's conduct rumors of bias that had finally reached her desk. Today she'd come to see for herself. The board members paused, taking in the scene. Marcus stood tall, his file still unopened on the counter. Hargrove's smug expression faltered as he recognized Price. The lobby felt like a powder keg, one spark away from explosion. "What's going on here?" Price's voice was calm but commanding. Hargrove stammered, "Just a customer issue, ma'am. Nothing serious." Marcus didn't flinch. "I've been waiting 3 hours for a loan review. He says my file's incomplete, but he hasn't even opened it. I want to know why." Price's gaze shifted to the counter, where the untouched folder sat. She stepped forward, picked it up, and flipped through the pages. Her brow furrowed. "This looks complete to me. Mr. Hargrove, explain." Hargrove's mouth opened, but no words came. The room held its breath. Sarah, trembling, finally found her voice. "He's been doing this all day," she blurted. "Not just to Mr. Tate. To others, too. Black customers wait longer. He dismisses them, makes excuses. I've seen it." The air shifted. Hargrove's face drained of color. The board members exchanged glances. Price turned to Marcus. "Mr. Tate, I apologize. This is unacceptable. We'll review your application immediately." And Mr. Hargrove, she faced him, her voice like steel. "You're relieved of your duties, effective now." A gasp swept through the lobby. Hargrove stood frozen, then grabbed his coat and stormed out, muttering under his breath. Marcus exhaled, his shoulders loosening for the first time in hours. The elderly woman in the corner clapped softly, a smile breaking across her face. The businessman looked away, shame flickering in his eyes. Price sat with Marcus, reviewing his file personally. Within 30 minutes, his loan was approved. But it wasn't just about the money. It was about being seen, being heard, being treated as human. Sarah approached him as he prepared to leave, her voice shaky but sincere. "I'm sorry I didn't speak up sooner. I was scared. But you didn't deserve that." Marcus nodded, his anger softening. "You spoke up when it mattered. That's enough." As he stepped into the sunlight, Lena waiting in the car, Marcus felt a weight lift. The fight wasn't over, not for him, not for others, but today, justice had won a small victory. He thought of Sarah, the unexpected ally, and the board's swift action. Change was possible even if it came in fits and starts. The bank's doors closed behind him, but the story lingered in the air, a reminder of the cost of silence and the power of standing up. What would you do if you saw injustice unfolding in front of you? Share your thoughts on where justice lies in this clash of right and wrong.